Hello everybody. Thank you very much for attending today's webinar. We are so excited to show you the new tools of RhinoGold 6. You will love them, trust me. So still a few minutes left to start on time, so let's wait a little bit and we start right away. In the meantime, if you have not done it yet, you can download RhinoGold 6 trial version from our website, tdmsolutions.com/try, and you're going to start using RhinoGold 6 for 15 days. Thank you guys, we will be back in 4 minutes. Hello everybody and welcome to RhinoGold 6 first webinar. We are so grateful to see around 200 people following us today. That's awesome. I see there are people from all over the world, from Europe, Africa, America, and actually even people from Asia and Pacific, which is quite early for them in the morning. You guys are my heroes. So I have to say that we are recording this webinar, so you will be able to rewatch it anytime in the future. I am Xavi Rofes, the Sales Marketing Manager of RhinoGold and TDM solutions, or basically the guy who spams you with hundreds of emails every single day of my life. Sorry for that. As every webinar we do, next to me, there is Pedro Olvero, CAD manager here in TDM. Pedro, in the last 3 weeks you have been in US, Middle East, Portugal, and here in Barcelona, and now in front of all the world. Not bad. How are you?
Hello, Xavi. Hello, everyone. That's true. And the last weeks I've been traveling to show the news of RhinoGold version 6. It has been a pleasure, but I'm really happy to be here to show to everyone now for all the parts of the world in a single presentation. So really happy. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.
Thank you, Pedro. Also, in this webinar, we count with Xavier Marrodan, Clay PM. What's up, sir?
Hi, everyone. Here, a lot of people attending to this webinar, so we are so excited to present you the news of RhinoGold 6 and focused on Clay 2.0. We'll see in a couple of minutes to see what's new. Thanks, everyone, for assisting.
Thank you, Marrodan. And finally, we have Uriol Colle-Demont, our new rock star, a truly jewelry and 3D specialist. My pleasure, Uriol.
How are you? How is everybody? I'm glad to be here presenting this important webinar, so hope you can get the most of our news in RhinoGold 6.
All right, being all presented, let's move forward. This is what we are going to show today. The idea is to be here 45 minutes, starting with a very boring but short PowerPoint explaining who we are, and what we are, and what are the news in RhinoGold 6. So kind of organized, so you can really see what's new. And after that, hands-on to show them in live. And later at the end, we will dedicate about 10-15 minutes with all the questions that even in the end or during the webinar, you can use the chat section to ask anything. There are 4 guys here ready to help you. So, in other words, it's your time now to spam me with a lot of questions. So, let me move forward. Who we are? We are TDM Solutions. Most of you already know. We have been in the market for 15 years already. Time flies. We have developed here in Barcelona products such as Clay U, Rhino Nest, Rhino Shoe, and of course RhinoGold. You know, Barcelona is probably the most beautiful city in the world, right? So here we are. Well, except London and Paris, Rome, New York, Sydney, Tokyo. Well, Barcelona is such a great city, so you're more than welcome to come to our office anytime. And this is kind of new. Maybe some of you know, others don't. But since the end of 2014, we are part of Stellar Company based in Lafayette, Louisiana. After 20 months working with them, we only have nice words. It is great to work with the leading jewelry company in the United States. And definitely, being you in the jewelry business, either in US or internationally, you should visit headquarters at least once in a lifetime. It's a really, really amazing experience. You can really feel the jewelry in there. You should go, trust me. So, being presented, let's see the new tools. Here you can see in this slide around 20 new tools, not only for modeling, but also to manage your RhinoGold from your account on solutions.com, as well as the RhinoGold Cloud that we will see later, to help you show your collections in a different way than before. Now more organized. When you are a RhinoGold 6 user, sorry for the presentation, it's moving so fast. So when you are a RhinoGold 6 user, you create your account on TDM Solutions. This is quite new, where you can store your license as well as have direct access to RhinoGold training materials, tutorials, videos, and actually manage the Rhino Cloud from there. As you can see, RhinoGold has a new interface. It is dark now. Of course, for those ones who have been using RhinoGold for many years, you can keep using the light one. No problem for that. As you can see, the new user area. Anyone who buys RhinoGold today, who install it, needs to sign up on tdmsolutions.com. And he needs to type the RhinoGold license in there. Once you have typed the license, you won't need to use the RhinoGold license anymore. From now on, every time that you install RhinoGold from any computer in the world, you can use your email and your address. So no need to keep long keys. Now with your email and your password, you can start using RhinoGold anywhere in the world. So let's start focusing in modeling tools. As you know, RhinoGold has elements. And of course, in RhinoGold 6, we have added new components in RhinoGold in elements. There are new categories for cathedral rings, split shanks, pattern rings, and basket settings. Pedro later will show you some of them. It's about 2,000 elements, so endless combinations. And here it comes Fusion. It's not a new tool itself, but an improve of the RhinoGold Studios. For me, honestly, this is the coolest improve, because now on any jewelry builder, like Head, like Shank, like Halo, Cluster, you combine the RhinoGold library with hundreds of components with the advanced settings. So basically, you don't need to start from scratch all the time. You pick one, you customize it, and most important, now you can save it right in there at your own library. No need to save it anywhere out of RhinoGold, folders, Dropbox. No, you just save it right inside RhinoGold. Just in one click, you will have your own library. I really like Fusion. I'm sure you also will love it. And here it comes the new jewelry builders, those new tools to make your life easier, to create cathedral rings or split shanks or baskets in just a very few clicks. Before, could you do that in Rhino or in RhinoGold or in other softwares? Could you create this kind of jewelry? Yes, but you needed at least 10, 20, 15, 45 minutes to create this kind of models. Now, with these new jewelry builders, you can do it right away in a few clicks, in a few minutes. I'm trying to go as fast as possible, so because at the end, the most important thing is that you see RhinoGold in life. So sorry if I'm going too fast and I speak too fast. Also, we have new jewelry add-ons to complement the modeling process, to complement those jewelry builders or those other tools that we have in RhinoGold, and complete the final piece. So we have tools like Hinge to adapt to finger size. How many times we have developed, we have designed several objects, and at the end we say, oh, the finger size was wrong. So now you can adapt any object to the finger size, automatically change it. It's very cool. Also, tech report. In RhinoGold 5, we had the customer report that you can offer to your customer. But what about those of you that need to send the report to the manufacturer for the one that's gonna fabricate your piece? Well, now you can actually create a tech report and send it to the manufacturer with everything in detail. And the quick access toolbar. What's that? So RhinoGold has about 600 tools, I think. But at the end of the day, most of you use 15, 20, right? So now you can customize the toolbar of RhinoGold with your preferred tools. No need to jump from one tab to another. You can actually customize the 15, the 20 most used tools, and you have direct access. What else? Oh, that's it. Cleyu 2.0. RhinoGold, excellent softwares. You can design whatever you want. But when we get to some point, we need something else. What was happening before? We needed to jump from one software to another, and then go back if I have to modify anything. It was always back and forth. Now, no. Now, inside RhinoGold interface, you have Cleyu 2 with subdivision technology, with embossed technology, and one of the newest ones, sculpt technology. We all know ZBrush is quite cool. We all love this software. But it's always tricky to import it there and then adjust it and go back to Rhino, etc. Now, RhinoGold with Cleyu 2 has sculpting tools that you can do it right there. No need to go to 10 different softwares. The idea of RhinoGold is to offer you everything you need in the same interface. As you can see, Mardan will be showing you Clay YouTube. He will create I think a Viking helmet from scratch. It's quite interesting. So before I stop talking, let me give 1 minute about RhinoGold Cloud. This is the new additional service of RhinoGold, partially free, so any RhinoGold 6 user can use it, and also it has a premium plan. We will talk later this in deeper. So what is RhinoGold Cloud? Well, the idea of RhinoGold Cloud basically is to wow your customers. Now, all of you probably have a website with some MP4 videos, but probably a bunch of static pictures. Well, this is good, that's not bad, but also now it's time to give your web visitor something else, something that he actually can interact with your jewelry. So RhinoGold Cloud allows you that. You can publish directly from RhinoGold your design to your website, and easily, but very easily, define some materials, define the pricing, and your web visitor will be able to rotate, change materials, zoom in, zoom out, see the pricing in real time, and most important, call them to action. The idea is that they see what they like, they click, and you got their details. That's the idea, to help you satisfy your customers and actually make them contact you. Also, Uriol will be showing you RhinoGold Cloud. As I said, we are recording this webinar. We will be able to watch it later on. And remember, keep asking all you need. I already see a lot of questions. Now I will start answering all of them. So Pedro, it's your time.
Thank you, Xavi. Thank you very much. So let's start with the RhinoGold interface. Basically, your description was amazing because we have seen all the news, but of course now it's time to see with the RhinoGold interface. And of course, the very first one is this dark interface. As you can see, you will find all the tools exactly on the same place: the drawing tab, the transform tab, the jewelry tab. Everything will sound familiar. Just a dark interface because we believe it's really healthy, especially for your eyes. If you spend many hours in the computer using RhinoGold, you will feel less tired with this dark interface. Of course, as Xavi told before, you will be able any moment to go to options, and under options you will find, of course, the possibility to go back to the light interface if you prefer. So this is the very first new, the dark interface, also the quick access toolbar. As you know, we have all the tools in this on these toolbars. In all these tabs, we will find all RhinoGold tools, but of course we will, at the end, we will use some of them very often. So the idea is, for instance, I want to define my own quick access toolbar to be available every time I use RhinoGold. So the idea is, for instance, I want to add my join tool, my explode tool, or any other tool you can select, group, ungroup, and so on. And the idea is to add your own quick access toolbar. Remember that you will find all the tools available to be customized in this quick access toolbar, and the idea is to customize your own quick access toolbar. And now the idea is to find all these tools. No, it won't be affected by the toolbar you have selected. You will find all these tools directly in this quick access toolbar. Of course, also the submenus. So the tools you use very often will be here always. So you can customize all this toolbar to be available with your own tools. So we believe this will speed up your modeling process. That's the idea in the end. What else? There are many things to show. I also want to talk about elements. So in elements, we will see that I will log in with Xavier Marrodan email. So let me just log in. Let me just confirm if I define everything correctly. well, maybe I don't have the
Cathedral.
correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
I will use mine, no problem. So what I'm going to do is just log in. Remember, this will be your own login, the one you use in the tdmsolutions.com webpage. So it will be exactly the same login. So the idea is in this new version, we will find some new families inside of the elements. As you know, we had before most part of these families, but now we will find the new ones. So the new ones, we will find the Cathedral Ring, we will find the Split Shank Ring, the Pattern Ring, and we also organize all the settings in the same. So now you will be able to select the settings directly from here. And of course, the idea is to speed up our modeling process. So we are always adding more elements, but you will find in all of these more elements that you will be able to use anytime you want. Of course, not only from elements access, so as always we have the elements icon available to load our elements, but now in the new version we have the elements also inside of the tool. So the idea is, let's say that I want to add, to create a bezel. I open the Bezel Studio, and this will be available in all the RhinoGold tools. We will find all the elements also inside of the bezel. In this case, I'm using the Bezel Studio, but of course we will find in the Head Studio, in the Halo, in all the other tools, which allow us to instead of starting from scratch every time we load a new tool, we can just start from something from the library. And of course, the idea is first tab to start from the elements, and we also have the second tab which allow us to save our own elements. So the idea is you can create and set as favorite your own elements. And of course, as always, the third tab, we will find all the options according to the element we are using. So the idea is to be able to use all these possibilities. Instead of starting from scratch, you will be able to start with a predefined model. So as you can see, this will be available in many RhinoGold tools. So now any of the tools you start, you will be able to start as always from the advanced options, but of course now you can save lots of time using directly the elements library in the side panel. So we believe this will be really useful for the modeling process. We will be able to make the things much faster, starting with something already predefined. So this is mainly the elements and the fusion of the elements inside of the builders. And of course there are many new tools, so let me move on with the new tools. So I'm going to start with the Cathedral Ring. I think I have already a file prepared, and in this example I'm going to start with the Cathedral Ring, one of the new tools. And of course I can start with one of the elements, but also I can go directly to the third tab, and in here we will start to see all the options we have in this new tool. So as you can see, it will load a new gem. So we can start with a new gem without any gem on the document, and this gem will guide us our signet ring. In this case, not signet ring, the Cathedral Ring. But of course, you will be able to or select a gem cut, or also choose a gem from the document. So in this case, I can use this gem, and I can start from this gem to define my Cathedral Shank. So the idea in the very first tab, as always in RhinoGold, we divide all the options from the tool inside tabs, and in here we will be able to define, of course, the position of the gem. Also, we will be able to define the gem cut, the gem size, and so on. Then on the second tab, we will have all the possibilities to define how we want the shank. In this case, what I will be defining is the shoulders of the ring. So in this case, I can use the angle, I can use the distance to the gem, so I can make it like this. I can also use the inclination. So let's take a look on all the possibilities we have on this tool. As you can see, we have lots of options to customize our, in this case, the cathedral ring exactly as we want. And for instance, I will define the angle to start 180 degrees, so which means that it will start my shoulders more or less in the middle of the ring. And also we have, well, there are many options. I can move on in here. Also the profile, as you can see, we have 3 different profiles, so I will be able to start with a top profile in here, a different profile from the one in the middle, and of course another one in the bottom, and all the different measures for each one of these. So in this case, what I want to define is, for instance, the distance between the gem and the shoulders of the ring. I can also define the cap height. So as always, we have the possibility to make it rounded, more or less, or completely flat. And one of the newest options in here is also the possibility to define the comfort fit directly on this tool. So there are many possibilities. We will be able to define many kinds of ring just with this new tool. And of course, there is the last tab in this case, which is the bridge. So the bridge, we can define, of course, different profiles, thickness, the measures. So every possibilities are here. So the idea is to customize our ring exactly as needed. This is the idea with the new Cathedral Ring. We believe this will be really useful, and this is just one of the new tools. So now I'm going to move on. I'm sure you will have some questions. Please feel free to use the chat to any question you have. And now I'm going just to open a new file just to define to show you now the split shank tool. So the split shank, as we have seen in the Cathedral Ring, it can be started with some of the ones available in this library. So for instance, I want to start with this one, so I just double click and I will be able to start with this option. So instead of starting from scratch, I start with one of the predefined models, and then of course I will be able to go to the advanced options to define, as always, the ring size, the gem cut, so we can define any gem cut and any gem size easily. So the first tab, this workflow will be very similar to the Cathedral. In this case, for instance, if I select Princess Gem Cut, then I can adjust the position of the gem. So the workflow will be exactly the same. We will have in the very first tab all the gem possibilities. Then the second tab, we have the shank possibilities. In this case, you will feel that it's very similar to the Cathedral because it allows us exactly all the options we have seen so far. So I can define the distance from the shoulders to the gem. I can define also the in this case, let's show the height. I can define the angle. So there are many options. The comfort fit, the distance to the gem, of course, all these possibilities we have seen before, and of course I can change the profile for each one I want. So the top profile, the mid profile, and the measures for each one of these. So this is the idea. With a few clicks you can define a split shank. We know that before, probably to create a split shank, we need a few extra steps to do a ring like this, and now we have all these possibilities in a single tool, which will allow us to make it much faster, our split shanks. Let's move on. The third tab in this tool will allow us to define the distance between the shoulders of the ring, so I can define also the inclination in the top. As you can see easily, we can define any different inclination, also the angle from the shoulders, and of course the position from the top profile. So there will be many options in here to customize the ring exactly as we want. And finally, the very last tab in this tool will be the bridge between the shoulders. So in this case, we have a square profile selected. Of course, we can use any from the library. We can also define if we want in the bridge a split bridge or just a single one. It will give us both possibilities. It allows us, of course, to define the thickness, all the measures, the width, the height for each one of these, and of course also the distance between them. So as you can see, this will be really useful to the moment we need to create a split shank. We can save our own style as favorite to be also available in our custom elements. Remember that by default this tab will be empty and you will be able to define your own. So this is the idea. We have all these options, and now I'm going to move on. Of course, as always, all the RhinoGold tools allow us to edit. So remember that you can any moment edit these tools to be able to change wherever you need. So there are many more I want to show. I want now to show you the advanced split shank. So this tool, it's probably the most complex tool we have inside RhinoGold. This tool will allow us to make many kind of rings. You will see there are many options to control exactly as we want. And in here you will see that we are not only able to define split shanks, but we will be able to define many other types of shanks. So for instance, I'm going to show you some from the library. You can see, for instance, we can create with this tool the bypass ring. We can create with this tool, for instance, the crisscross ring. So there are many options in this tool to define the ring exactly as we want. Also the gems, the gems on the shank will be available. So remember, as always, we can start from the library, or we can go directly to the third tab, and in here we will find many possibilities. So as always, top profile we can change to any other profile we want. There are all the possibilities here. For instance, to be able to understand better, I'm going to the gems tab, and of course we can turn on gems or off. So in this case, I'm going just to turn off, just to be able to explain better all the possibilities we will find on this tool. The very first one, it will be the shank. So in here you will find all the profiles we want, the top profile, the bottom profile, and of course all the angles between the profile. So remember that any moment you can change to any of the profiles you prefer. And in here we can also, we will need to adjust. Of course, we will be combining the different tabs to make sure all the settings are exactly as needed. So first tab is the profiles, measures, and the way we will control all these profiles. And of course, the second tab is the distance between all these thickness, all the angles. So remember that all these options you will find on all RhinoGold tools, all these icons. If you just put your mouse over the icon, it will automatically show you the tooltip, so you can see what is the option, what is the parameter you are changing. So in here there are many options. We also have of course the bridge. If we want to create the bridge, we will be able to customize the bridge exactly as we want. But I'm going to, in this case, to turn off the bridge, and I'm going to show you one of the best things on this tool. So this tool, as you know, in the RhinoGold 5, one of the new tools was the advanced split, the advanced ring curve, and the concept will be exactly the same in here. So I can load from the library the curves, or I can go to the edit, to the side panel, and in the side panel I will be able to customize the curve. So in this case I'm using, for instance, the curve in the front view. So when we are on front view, this will be the curve that will guide our shank. So I can easily move the control points, and of course this will affect my ring. In this case, you make sure we have all the options you will find. For instance, in the side curve we'll have the option to use symmetry. So by default it's on in this ring, so I can use easily change my curve, so something like this, for instance. So as you can see, when I change my curve in the side panel, automatically the ring will be adapted to the new curve. So the idea is to be able not only with all these options to control the ring, but of course use these advanced curves to make sure we create the ring exactly as we need. So this tool, it's really powerful tool. It will allow us to make many kind of shanks. So this is another of the new tools. There are many more, and I know we have many things to see. So I'm going to move on to the next one, and the next one I will start with the file that I have in here, which I want to show in this one is the basket tool. So the basket will be, as always, if I pre-select the gem, I will automatically make sure that my basket will be loaded on this gem. So for instance, I can start with any from the library, and remember, you just need to double click, and of course from here we have started with a predefined one, and then just go to the third tab, and of course we will find all the options to customize the basket exactly as we need. So we will be able, of course, to change. So we have the selected gem, we have the pattern we are using. So remember that we can add our own patterns. There are some already available, but we will be able to add our own. So just click on add if you want to customize your own pattern. In this case I'm going to use the one from the library, but just to show you, for instance, if I select this one, now I change my pattern, and of course I will be able to define the number of copies. I will be able to define all the sizes. So there are many possibilities, the space between them. There are many options. Let me for instance use this one and show you. You can see, for instance, the interpolate positions. We can turn off and use exactly the same position. So remember, the very first tab is to adjust all the options in the pattern, and of course in here we will have many possibilities. So we have the overall height, so we can make it bigger. We have the size inside, so I can make it adjust the position regarding to the gem, and there are many more. So we can adjust the inclination. I can make it straight, or I can make it completely rounded. So as you can see, there are many options to customize the basket exactly as needed. And of course there are also the bottom rail, so we can adjust the basket as we want. There will be many more possibilities. So for instance, in here I'm going to go back to a single pattern. I can adjust all the options, the space between them, the number of copies. All these are available. And for instance, if I want to adjust them to touch each other, I'm going just to the distance between them, and I will make sure that in this case is negative distance. So we will be able to customize the basket as we want. And of course the second tab is the rail. So I have the top rail, the bottom rail. I can customize with any shape I want, just load the curve from the library, but of course we will have the possibilities to customize the rail as we want. The size for the outside, the size for the inside. So we can lock or unlock to change at the same time the bottom and the top, or we can adjust them individually. So as you can see, there are so many possibilities. and of course the idea is to create in this case the basket as fast as we want, and with many possibilities to customize the ring as needed. So remember, all these tools we can save our own style, so we will be able to find it on our own custom libraries. So the idea will be to create the basket exactly as needed. So now I'm going to move forward to the next tool. There are some more that will be really interesting to show you, and on the next one I'm going to open a new file, and in this case I'm going to show you the pattern ring. So this is a new tool also from RhinoGold version 6. I just before I want to tell you that there are many improvements also inside of the other tools we had before. Just in here we are focused on the news, so we won't have time to focus on all the other details, but of course we will provide as always all the information so you can take the maximum advantage of the RhinoGold version 6. So as always we will be able to start from the library. So just remember, we can start with something already predefined, and of course we will also have the possibility to start from the scratch. So just show you some samples that it's possible to create with this tool, and once we start with something similar from the library, in the third tab we have all the other possibilities. As always, all the ring tools, we have the ring size. In this case, like in the basket, we will be able to define our own the shape, the pattern we want to use, so we can add our own. Remember, just click on add and you will be able to add it. And once we have it, there are of course all the options. So we have the ring, so we have all the possibilities. Ring width, we have the let me for instance use ring width 7 millimeters. We have the bend, so in here you will see that we have the possibility to make the ring more straight or more bended. There are many options on this tool. There are of course all the possibilities to define the distance between the elements. There are of course the number of copies I want to use. There are, in this case we are adjusting. Remember, the very first tab is to define the pattern. So we have for instance the rows, so we can define 2 rows from this element, and of course add more copies if we want from this row. So this is the idea. There are all these options. So as always, you can make interpolate positions or exactly the same position. So make sure when we adjust these options, we will be using the one we want. So in this case, if I want the objects with more space between them, I can adjust in here the size, for instance the distance between them, and of course also the number of copies. So all these options will be available in a single tool. This will be really interesting to see what we can create with this kind of the pattern ring. The second tab are the rails. So in this tab we will be able of course to choose the rail shape. So just load one from the library. We can define different from the left to the right side, and of course all the possibilities we will be able to define. In this case, the thickness, the height. So for instance, let me choose the height to be 1 millimeter, the thickness. So there are also the inclination. So in here we will define the angle, and also the distance from the rail to the pattern. So all these options will be available on the side panel, and this will allow us to create many rings. So remember that in this case I have locked between the left and the right side, but you will be able to unlock and define different options. So this is another of the new tools in the version 6. I think this one is also really interesting, and as always we have seen before, this will allow us the possibility to edit after created. So now the pattern studio, it's this. I'm going to move forward to the next one. So the next one, for instance, let me open a new file, and I'm going to show you probably with one of the models from the library, in the elements library. For instance, this one. So let me start with this model, and now we will see that this tool, the new tool I want to show you now, it's the adapt to ring size. So this is one of the newest tools inside RhinoGold. So as you can see, for instance, in the front view, I have the bezels, which by default are flat, so in the bottom, and I want to make sure that this object will respect my ring size. So before we had this possibility in RhinoGold 5 or 4. In previous versions, we have all this possibility with the most part of the users were using the AutoCAD tool, but there is one difference using the adapt to ring size. Let's see the advantages. So I just need to define the object or the objects I want to adapt to the ring size. So in this case, I want to adapt these 3 bezels. So I just select my bezels, and as always I will select these bezels to my selection box, and then I define my ring size. So as always, RhinoGold will remember the last ring size used, and you just click on preview, and as you can see now, automatically my objects will be adapted to the ring size. So now I can do it to one at a time or all at the same time. What is the advantage of using this option instead of the previous options? Is that now I will be able to edit my bezel as before. So now I can any moment come to the edition mode of my bezel and change the bezel to if I need to change any option after adapt to the ring size. So this is the main advantage of using this tool, and doesn't cut the bezel with any other process we were using before. So this is the big advantage of using the adapt to ring size, is that you will be sure that you can still edit your bezels, your heads, your halos, anything you want after you use this tool. So it's one of the news as well, and there are many more, so I will move on. So let me open, I have the adapt to ring size, I have the channel cutter. So the channel cutter in this case is something that, let me probably in this case I have already defined it. Let me just show in ghosted display mode. So imagine there are so many cases that we have all the gems applied on our model. So in this case I have defined all these gems that are in this along my shank. So I have all these gems, and the idea is now to create my channel to adapt automatically to the gem. So what I will be able to do with the new channel cutter is that, of course, I will be able to select my gems. So in this case I just select my gems, and now the channel cutter will also allow me, so as you can see I just click on preview and it will create my channel. Also I will have the possibility to define on the second selection box my object. So in this case the object I want to cut with this channel. So automatically we will have a preview from the result. So this will make your work much easier. So as you can see I can define, of course, the distance from the end and start in the channel, so I can make it bigger or smaller. So in this case if I make, for instance, 0.4 millimeters, you will see that when I click on preview now the distance to the end it's bigger. I can of course define the distance from the shank to the top, the distance from the shank to the bottom, so I can make it bigger or smaller in the inside. You will be able to see always the results in real time. So all these possibilities will be really fast now. Also there is the the distance to the margin, so I can define the margin. For instance, in this case 0.1, 0.2 will be the distance from the gem to the sidewall. And while we are here, also want to show you that we are not only creating our cutter, but we also have the possibility to apply the prongs. So you can go to the second tab, turn on the prongs, and in this case will be exactly the same workflow as we had in prongs in line. So we can do it, instead of add an extra step, we can do it directly from here. So the idea will be just to define, as always, the prong size, the prong diameter, and of course the cap height. So I will have all these possibilities. For instance, I want a round prong, I want a little bit smaller, and as always we have the possibility just to drag the prong to be able to define or 2 or 4 prongs. So the idea in this case is just to apply the prongs in our gems, and also inside of this tool we will have this possibility to define our prongs. So I will do it also in the other side, and you will see that easily we can apply our channel, our prongs in one single tool. So just now it's much faster. So let me just change the display mode so we can see the results. Now I apply with the line of gems, I apply the cutter, I apply the channel, and we are good. So one other new tool. Let me just also, I want to show you the channel. After the channel cutter, there are a few more before we see the Clayu. And one of the newest tools also is the tech report. So the tech report will allow us to show our model. Let me just, so for instance, in this ring, I will have the possibility to, before we had the report, but the new tech report will be something with a single click. We will see what we can do. So this is my model. I end my model. I go to the menu file and I choose tech report tool. So automatically it will generate the 4 views of the ring, and we will also have the possibility to have the gems map. So now, sorry that I just zoom out. So we will have the possibility to define the different views. So the active views will be automatically displayed. We will have the gems map in the very bottom. So in here you have, of course, the gem cut, the gem size, and number of gems, gem material. So you will see all these options: gem cut, gem material, number of gems, and of course in the top we will be able to define our own description. So we can just double click and define, so, or the name of the ring or the reference, so you can customize everything exactly as we want. Remember that all these fields are available to double click and customize as needed. So we have the weights, we have the finger size, the alloy, the customer, so we can customize exactly as we want. And any moment we just come to print, and we will be able to print this one. So this can be really useful to move on to the manufacturing and to provide also this information with the different views, gems map, and all the detailed information on the ring. Lastly, before we move on to the Clayu, I want to open to show also one of the new tools, which is the inch. So this tool is also really easy to use, really powerful tool, and this will allow us to define the inch with a couple of clicks. So just inch tool, and in here I define the object I want to use. So in this case I want to apply it on this earring, and what I need to do is just, after defining the object, I will be able to define, of course, the plane I want to apply it. In this case will be the front, and of course I only need to do this. I only need to drag the disc to the position I want. I can define, of course, or using the gimbals or the side panel to define all these possibilities, and of course I will also be able to preview my results. So we will have many more options. We can define number of mails. So let me just show you my preview so you can see that now automatically, let me zoom in this area so you can see Now automatically, of course, I have all this thickness, all these possibilities to be defined, but automatically I will have my inch created, as you can see, with a few clicks. So also another powerful tool that will save a lot of time to the RhinoGold users. So from RhinoGold, of course, we could stay here many more time. There are, of course, more details, but we still want to see Clayu, the cloud. So I'm going to give the control to Xavier Marrodan, and probably Xavi. Do you want to say something, or just Xavier Marrodan? Probably it's with all the energy to start with Clayu
No,
demonstration.
just let me say a few things. One is that I promise all of you that this could last for 45 minutes. It's been already 50, and we still have to show Clayu 2 and RhinoGold Cloud, and later talk a little bit about what's next. So I'm gonna ask Marodan to not get into very much detail, so just design this Viking helmet, this very cool Viking helmet, as fast as possible, so people can see all the tools of Clayu 2. But don't get into very much detail explaining every tool. Just show what's capable to do in Clayu. All right?
Perfect. I'll try to go ASAP to make people don't.
Go, run!
Let's go. So, hi everyone. We're gonna, as Xavi said, start with our Viking helmet. So I'm gonna start with a primitive, in this case, an ellipsoid. So I don't want to add anything else. So what I'm gonna do is activate hotkeys. So right now I can just use all my commands with my keyboard. Okay. So now I change to face selection, object selection. I'm clicking E on my keyboard to rotate. Now I'm clicking F5 to center the object. Okay. At this point, I'm going to just select these three faces. I'm going to just click on I to create an insert right now. And I'm going to display it in shaded mode. Okay, perfect. I'm going to select the corner points. This is to create the horn of my helmet ring. So I'm going to create something like that. Perfect. And I'm going to move it a little bit right here. Okay, until I get the desired shape that I want. Okay, something like that. Perfect. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to select these four faces that I have. I'm going to create a small subdivision. So I'm going to create an insert right here. I'm going to validate. I'm going to hold Alt on my keyboard, and I'm going to drag the gumball to create extrusion. This is another powerful improvement of Clayu 2.0. And I'm going to create another insert. Okay, something like this. Okay, and another one to make this surface a little bit more detailed. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to start creating the horn. Okay, so I'm going to select these four faces, and I'm going to hold Alt and drag it. Okay, something like that. At the moment we have something like this, so I'm going to move it a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to create another extrusion. That one I'm going to move it up, and I'm going to click E and rotate it a little bit, something like that, and W to move it a little bit. Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna also scale it just a bit, okay, to create this perfect horn. I'm gonna create another subdivision, so move again and hold Alt on my keyboard and move it again. Okay, something like this. I'm gonna move it over here. Perfect. Let's see if this is the result that we want, or we want to add anything else. Nah, for me it's quite okay, so I'm going to leave it like this. Now I'm going to select this loop of edge, so clicking the edge on loop, and I'm going to split side, something like that. And I'm going to divide the bottom one. Okay, right here, perfect. I'm going to do now is select these two faces in here, and I'm going to select the U and the V selection, and I'm going to click X to run my extrude command. Okay, and I'm going to move all the faces by normal, so I'm going to adjust this distance, and I'm going to validate this command. Now what I'm going to do is just add a new subdivision in here. This is my result right now, so I want to add a subdivision in here to define a little bit more that space in here and another one in the inside part, okay, to create that more defined shape to my ring, to my helmet model. Okay, now I'm gonna delete a half of this helmet. I'm gonna select by object and I'm gonna create the symmetry. Okay, so I'm gonna run the command symmetry. I'm gonna select the axis where I want symmetry on. Perfect, and I'm gonna merge the two parts I have, and I'm gonna validate. Perfect. Now I have my model finished so fast. Now what we're gonna do right now is just turn off ClayU, and here we have in rendered mode our perfect model, and we're gonna add some sculpting details. Okay, so let's go to the sculpting tab, click on sculpting, clicking on the model, and validating. Okay, in here I'll have to densify a little bit more this mesh, so I'm gonna subdivide it a little bit by 4. Now here we can see the recount of faces and points, so this number is perfect for us. So let's flatten a little bit this space in here, so I'm going to reduce that. First of all, I'm going to activate symmetry, okay, to apply the same changes on one side that on the other one. Okay, so let's flatten a little bit this part in here. I'm going to display it in rendered mode, maybe to see a little bit more difference in here. So let's flatten that a little bit to create this kind of after war helmet. Okay, something like this. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna add some details in here. For example, I'm gonna inflate a little bit, reduce intensity and radius in here. Okay, and we can add some war details in here to just not make that super perfect smooth helmet, just add some imperfections to our model to make it a little bit more realistic, something like that. Okay, perfect. For example, we can add a little bit more detail on this bottom horn part. Okay, so adding some extrusions in here, it's gonna make it a little bit more better. And on the horns, I'm gonna just crease a little bit with a super low radius and medium intensity. Okay, I'm gonna click on this option to make it down instead of an extrusion. I'm gonna increase intensity a little bit. So I'm gonna create this kind of scratch on the horn. Okay, so just painting a little bit in here on my horn. I can just make it like if it's a bone. Okay, so just increasing the realism of this model. Okay, when we are finished, the result of this sculpting, it's always a mesh. So to warranty that this mesh is perfectly smooth, we have a command called smooth, so increase the radius and reduce intensity of the smooth. Okay, now paint a little bit just to make sure that we don't have any not perfectly smooth facing here. Okay, so just refine a little bit the final piece. Okay, something like that. And after all, we have to validate the sculpting, and here we have our model sculpted. So this is how the Viking helmet looks like after winning or losing a war, depending on your side. Okay, so I don't know, Xavi, if you want to add anything else. If you have any questions, feel free to ask on the chat. And I'll let my workmate Uriel to talk about RhinoGold Cloud. So thanks everyone for listening.
All right, Marrodan. Now we have time. you went too fast. Now that's very cool. A lot of you are asking about what's happening with Cleyu. He was using hotkeys, so he was not clicking on every icon. That's why maybe you couldn't see much about how he's doing. But this is the idea of this webinar, is to show you the new tools. We have already a lot of resources, videos on our website to find videos on how to use Cleyu. So what I could recommend you now is after the webinar, if you want to check what's Cleyu, go to tnsolutions.com/Cleyu, and in there you will find a bunch of new videos showing different tools of Cleyu too, and in that you can learn it. Also, in the future we will offer webinars just for Cleyu. So Marrodan, Uriol.
Yes, whenever you want, I'm ready, Xavi.
You're the king. You're the rock star.
All right. If you don't mind, the first thing that I will, well, let me say hello, everybody. I already introduced myself before, but as I said, I will show you a bit of the cloud. What I will do first, I will log out from the one that Pedro log in, because then will be easier for me. Just, okay. All right, so the reason, let me first of all a few introduction about the cloud. The reason that we made the cloud is because after a while, after a while designing, we realized that everybody has a lot of designs in their libraries. So we thought we should do a tool where we can organize properly all these designs and at the same time have a platform to sell or to show up all these designs. So that's the reason that we came up with the cloud. The cloud, I think that is important to let you know that we divide it like into different sections. One section is the one that you control the cloud from RhinoGold. That is the one that we have here. And the other one is the one that I will show you later. That is the one that you control from the dashboard, from the user dashboard. So just from here, let me just create a very fast ring with, for example, the solitaire. So yeah, we will go for the Shank, for example. We will create number 2. It's okay. We have the stones already here, so it's okay. And then from that we will get the gem. Okay, and now from that we will get just a head. We will choose some of the ones that we already have in the elements. Okay, so as you can see here, we already have a model. We will just drop it a bit more. And then what we will do, okay, so now just say that you've finished this design and now you want to put it or organize it in your library. So the next thing that we need to do is to upload this model to the cloud. So we have here the cloud, as I told you before. We'll put it in perspective. And here is where we get into the cloud from RhinoGold. So we will press here. Task as I will log as Xavier because I know that this cloud is pretty clean and will be easier for me to show you everything. Alright, let's get into the cloud. And here we have the first window. As you can see here, you have all models, and then you have collections and the models that you have in each collection. The cool thing here in collections is that you can choose to do two different things from my point of view. One is to put all your collections here, so just say solitaires, eternity rings, wedding bands, or what you can do as well if you are designing for different customers, create a folder for each of your customers. Now, for example, I will create the collection 0. So, and now we'll upload a model. Add component, this is the first thing that he asks us. So I only have to choose the model, enter, and he already put me here a metal. If I don't like this one, I just put it away, and I add any of the materials that we have in RhinoGold. We can choose between all the alloys, all the colors, anything. So for example, just say 18 karat, and just choose another one, just to say how does it looks like. An 18 karat yellow. Go for another component, the stone. First the head, we will say, look, we can say do it in white gold, and we can do it, why not, in rose gold as well. Let's go for another component. We'll choose the stone, and here in the stones we can choose, look, as many as we have. You need to think that every material that you put here, later on you will need to define their price. So I know that it's very cool to put as many as you want, but then if you want the price available for all of them, you will have to set up the prices for all these stones. In this case today, just to show it to you, I will use, for example, topaz. And now let's go for the last one. It's this one, and we have here the small stones on the shank. We will add another material, just say diamond cognac. Okay, so we have all the materials. Now we go to the step 2, and here we can put whatever we want that is needs in our library. For example, title, we can put how do we call this number, this ring, or for example which reference it is. If you put a little subtitle saying what is it, if it's a solitaire, description, if you want to put here your finger size, the alloys, but the alloys are already there. But for example, styles category, you can put in which collection do you want it. For example, this one I will put it in the collection 0. It's a ring, and if you have an SKU number, you can put it as well. Here, please select the views to be displayed at the website. So here we already tell you which are the captures that we are going to put in the website. So we have here, and even the 3D. So we go publish model. And in a few seconds we will have it in there. So you see we are in collection 0, and we already have the one that we uploaded. Now let's go to the other section where we will control these models that we upload to the cloud. We can do that from the, let me see, here from the TDM website. So we will come in the Xavier. .com. All right, so let's get into the users folder, and as you can see here in the users dashboard, we have all about the cloud. We have the overview. So here you can see how many views did you had, which models are the most visited, which are the models that you published there. So just imagine that you have here 100. You can see all of them here. You can see which are the collections that you set up. As you can see, we have the collection 0. That is the one that I set up when I published the model that I made with RhinoGold. For example, on collections, you can go to the models that you have in this collection. You can go to the cloud to see how you will see the model. For example, if you go here, you see you go to the collection and the models that you have in the collection. So this is what the people will be able to see once you send them the link, or they get into your website where you put the iframe from the cloud. So if you go to the 3D, you can move it, and the cool thing is that you can choose the materials and you can show it in real time. Center one. So this is a very, I think from my point of view, very powerful tool to sell to the customers, because in real time you can make a lot, it's not just a lot, it's as many materials you have chosen when you was uploading the piece, you can be showing it here. So we go back. Then the pricing, that's very important as well. We have been working in the last days very hard here. So the good thing is that you don't have to come every day here to say, let's see how much is this piece. You only have to set up the price for the pure gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. And because this is the materials that we have in RhinoGold, from this you already have all the pricing done about material. You can put your price per gram plus the profit that you want. Then we have the gems. What the program does is he finds all the stones that we put in our designs, and it says here, for example, this price must be set. So the only thing that we need to do is go here, and because it's the center stone, we can put here any price and the profit that we want. Save changes. So this one is already set up. Which are the ones that we still need to set up is this both. So we go edit, and what the program does, it creates one range for each of the stones that we have in our models. So for example, what we can do is just make a range from 001 to just say 010. Now it's in red because it detects that there is other range inside this one, so we remove these ones. And when we put here one, this is now is not in red because the program detects that this is a valid range, and this one is already good. Okay, and the last one, the one for the diamonds, it's the same. So we will do a big range here just to show it to you, so it doesn't take too long. And we remove all these ones. Zero, take this out. 125 and 250, just to put some price there. So everything is all right. Save changes, and now we have everything set up. So the good thing with that is that now we will have the price for the metals, the gems, and the only thing left will be the labor cost. We can put here anything that we want to put, 30 per hour or whatever, the profit. Timing, if you want to put a price for the shipment, you can do it as well, the delivery time. So this will come out on the website. If you have any order and you think that the time that it tells you to finish this piece is 10 days, you can put it here and it will come out. Themes is just in case you want to personalize your cloud. So here you have a sample how it will look like. We have these ones that is already by default, but you can here choose your logo, so you can personalize it as much as you want. Then we have the integration. This is pretty cool for anybody who wants to put the iframe into their website. So here we show you how it will look like once you integrate the iframe in your website. This is how it will look like. So you need to put this code into your website, and then you will have it. And because I already set it up all the prices, if you go to view models, it will come out this model, and once we go here and it's loading, we already have the price here because we set up all the stones with all the profits, and you are ready to show it to your customers, and I think that is very, very useful. So from my side, this is a brief of what the cloud can offer. Xavi, I don't know if you want me to show you anything else. There's a lot of things to do here, but it could take me hours just to show you all that we can do. So in the next days we will upload a few more videos showing what to do with the cloud, and I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Oriol. That was great. Cloud will really give you something else to show to your customers. I'm sure if you start using RhinoGold Cloud, and I saw a lot of questions, okay, this is an additional service, should I pay, should I not? RhinoGold Cloud is included in any RhinoGold 6 version. So anyone who's using RhinoGold 6, either the trial, they can use cloud. But what happens? There are two plans. One is free and one is premium. The premium is $1,000 US or euros, depending on your area. And the free is up to 200 views. So what does it mean? 200 views instead of the premium, which is 50,000. Right now, this is one view. So if I refresh and I want to watch it again, now this is the second view. So the free plan allows you to give this link, so to allow your web visitors to visit this or all your models up to 200 times. After that, if anyone tries to go to this link, there will pop up a message saying that it is not longer available, so you will need to go to a premium. But this actually could be good news because it means that people are visiting your website and checking your models. As Uriel said, within the next weeks we will be publishing new videos on how to use cloud, how to combine all the rendering materials, all the rendering tools that we have inside RhinoGold with the cloud. So you can create Web 3D, you can create MP4s, and customize and complement this with the cloud. Basically, to wow your customers. That's the idea, right? We want to convince your customers to go to your store and buy it. So let me just finish the presentation. I know it's quite late. I'm sorry for that. So what's next? I mean, I like RhinoGold 6. I don't like it. I could just give it a try. So here's what's happening next. As I said at the beginning, you all can download the trial version of RhinoGold 6 for 2 weeks on our website, tdmsolutions.com/try. You just need to write down your email and click on download. And of course, if you want to add your credit card details, that could be fantastic for us. Just kidding. So once you have downloaded the trial version, my recommendation, go to the same website and click on the Learn section, check all the videos, check all the tutorials, start practicing with RhinoGold 6. I'm sure you will love it. And after that, if you're really happy about that, if you see that RhinoGold 6 can really benefit your business, my recommendation, go to a training class. Start optimizing your 3D skills with a training. If you go to, again, everything is on our website, tdmsolutions.com/training centers. You will find the list of all our training centers worldwide, over 100. And since we are now Stellar, Stellar is offering every month a 4-day class there in Lafayette. We already have done a couple of trainings, I believe, and it's the perfect way to start using RhinoGold. Of course, if you're in US or if you're not, you are more than welcome as well. And this is the part that I love, that probably you don't, but I have to say it, how to purchase. How do I become a RhinoGold user officially? How do I start making business with RhinoGold? How do I buy it? Very easy. If you are in United States, since we are Stellar, here you have the 2 names of the most important guys of RhinoGold in US, Tammy Kelly, Mrs. Tammy Kelly, and Mr. Doug Kearns. Write down those emails, write down those phone numbers, call them. Any question you have, bother them as much as you want. They are more than happy to help you. And if you are in the United States or internationally, you can always contact me. Bother me as much as you want. That's my pleasure and actually my responsibility to help you with all your questions. And as always, if you go to tdmsolutions.com/store, check if you have a reseller nearby. With over 75, I'm pretty sure you will find someone next door that's offering you RhinoGold, is offering you trainings, is offering you technical support. But as always, from TDM Solutions, we are here to help you no matter what. Email me, here my email, Xavier@tdmsolutions.com, and let's start designing RhinoGold 6 in RhinoGold 6. I'm sure you guys will love it. Basically, this is pretty much the presentation. I really appreciate all what you guys have waited more than an hour. I'm sorry for that. That's not going to happen until next webinar. We will dedicate the next 5-10 minutes to answer further questions. And tomorrow, I believe tomorrow morning, we will publish the video on YouTube and Vimeo, so you can rewatch it anytime in the future. Again, thank you all, guys. Over a pleasure from the TM Solutions, from Pedro, from Oriol, from Marrodan, and myself. Thank you for staying here an hour with us. Have a great day in US. Have a great evening in Europe, and wake up for the Asian Pacifics. Bye-bye.